Welcome to Visionaries Global Media, your number one source for podcasting entertainment. Visionaries Global Media, envisioning excellence on a global scale.
Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of It's Our House Pause with Faz and Dees. I'm Faz and that handsome boy over there is Dees. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. I sat down on my chair but when we came up here to start recording and it broke.
Well, that's a good start, isn't it?
Just broke from underneath me and fell on my ass.
It's a good start. Chair. Yeah, and we had the internet cut out for me, so I bet
good omens.
Our guest is absolutely loving it. Proper amateur out here. But before we proceed, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsor. It's wrestlinpins.bigcartel.com. That's wrestlinpins.bigcartel.com. WRASSLIM pins.bigcartel.com. Head over. They have pins like Razor Ramon, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and much, much more. Put the promo code IOHPOD15 for 15% off your order. That's IOHPOD15 for 15% off your order. Also, head over to Pro Wrestling Tees, type in It's Our House Pod, and you will see our merchandise for our t-shirts. Every single piece of merch you buy goes straight into the product. So thank you very much for everyone who has. We love you very, very much. But today we have a fantastic guest. She is a model, content creator, interviewer, Twitch streamer. I think she's got everything on her resume. It is Just Jessy. Welcome to the show.
Hello. I do too much, honestly. Sometimes when people are like, oh, so what do you do for a hobby? I'm like, do you want a list? Like my TV.
I suppose lockdown's benefited you really, hasn't it, to do all that?
No, do you know what? No, it hasn't. I've been so lazy. And obviously I work full time as well. So do that and that. And then
it's a lot, isn't it?
Together and I'll get home from work and I'm like,
no. And I saw today you ate chocolate and it ruined your streak.
Honestly.
The Brock Lesnar streak is over, isn't it?
Honestly, it was a bad day for me today.
It's a good egg, though. A very good egg to go out on. I'll give you that one.
But I went through this stage. Last year, I did 6 months without chocolate, and then I caved. And then I went into Tesco's this morning, and I was like, there's Easter eggs over there. And I was like, that's my weakness. Easter eggs, that's it. That's me done. So, yep, that was me. And after I regretted the decision, I felt sick.
What Easter egg was it? I didn't see this.
Mini eggs.
Mini egg. But
to be fair,
the mini eggs are in the egg as well. It's the top.
Is the one that comes with the cup?
Yeah.
The cup that no one asks for?
I didn't. No. I'm not gonna lie, I did buy two.
Yes.
But I brought a cream egg one as well because I thought, I do love cream eggs.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I had to go to sleep afterwards because I felt really sick. My stomach is, and I looked at like the time I put that on my story, I got it, and when I put the next one up after eating it, I was like, that was less than 4 minutes. I was like, oh. Not really great chest, is it? No wonder you felt a bit sick. Yeah, I had a 2-hour nap because I thought I'm out.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Before we proceed into the questions, can you just give a bit of background about yourself? Plug yourself. Go mad.
What would you like to know?
Everything.
Well, I've been doing the stuff that I do for 2 years. I think 2 years. Nearly 2 years actually. Been doing the modelling for actually all kind of started around the same time.
Yeah,
it's all been about 2 years, all of it actually.
That's quite an implosion then, isn't it, in such a short time, really?
I think the first year I took it a little bit seriously, but I thought, it's just a hobby. And then the second year I was obviously then COVID. I had so many plans last year. I had so many big plans, and then it all just went downhill from there. But it's getting better. I'm getting opportunities and I'm getting these different things and I'm doing even more than I should be doing because I don't really have time for it. But
well, thank you for coming on.
I moan that I don't sleep, but yeah, I'm still doing extra things.
You did have a 2-hour nap after some chocolate, so that's not too bad, is it?
It had to be done. Do you know what time I went to sleep at 7:30 Friday night? I'm a party animal. I lived the life. 7:30 I went to sleep.
Lockdown has ruined you. It has ruined you.
I'm a grandma.
That's my usual.
Whereas I'm I'm up to like 4 a.m. on TikTok.
You are. Yeah.
That's my life.
That's usually me.
That's my
Like
life.
last start, I was up to about 2. But like usually on a Saturday, I'm up to like 4 o'clock in the morning. Friday night, I was meant to do a stream at 9 with one of my friends. He messaged me like, "Are you awake? Are you okay?" And I was out. Woke up at 6:30 Saturday morning. Like,
How are you finding the streaming?
it's all right. I'm a nightmare because I'm not very good with technology. Okay, I'm not sorry.
Oh, so you're Chris. That's
Oh,
Chris.
I'm not
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
very good at it. And the first one I did, obviously I used to do it. And when I used to do it, I used to do it on the PlayStation camera. It was fine. Didn't have much of a setup. And I thought, I'm just going to do it as like a little hobby. And then I thought, I could, I've heard how much some people earn on it and how much I could potentially do quite well. And I thought, I do enjoy it. So I was like, let me get a fancier setup. So I did. Because why not? And I got some snazzy lights, like living the dream. And then the first one I did, nobody could hear me. And I was like, well, this is a great start. So I had to cancel it after 10 minutes of me talking. Everyone's like, Jess, we can't hear you. I was like, brilliant, fantastic. So my mate had to Zoom call me. He was trying to teach me, like screen share and teach me. It was fine the first one, absolutely fine. I was like, oh, Billy, thank you so much. The other day I tried and do it. I went wrong again. So I had to call another friend. I was like, you need to help me. Bless him. He then helped me, and I was only meant to do it for an hour, and 2.5 hours later, I'm still sitting there, like, slowly dying. I was well away with it. I'm just not very good with the technology part. I'm not very
Well, at least you give it a go, though, and that's the thing, because that's something we're looking to get into, isn't it, Deez, as we go forward?
Yeah, looking at Twitch.
It's
Yeah,
streaming.
hopefully in the next month or so.
No, what-
We ain't got a clue how it works.
Oh, no, me either. I still don't know. Like, anything I ever do, I research everything. I'm such a weirdo. Like, I will research to the core. I'll sit there, YouTube on my TV, writing notes. I still ain't got a clue what I'm doing when it comes to it. But what annoys me the most, I watch these like different tutorials, and do they give me the information I need? No, they just avoid that question.
Yep.
They avoid that bit. And I was looking at something the other day. I was like, oh, you can get these extensions on Twitch. You can get a quiz. You can do this. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Do I know how to work the sound? No.
Yeah, the basics are out the window, but you can do a cracking quiz.
They teach you the funky stuff, like all the emotes, I think they're called. The things will pop up, but then they teach you how to turn the sound on and off. They do not. So there's me going, I can't work it, and I'm like got all these echoes, and everyone's like, you sound like a robot, like in the chat, and I'm just like, I don't know how to work it, and near enough in tears. I got crying to my mate Luke the other day, like, you need to help me because it's all wrong. Did all these fancy graphics for what?
Well, yeah, hopefully we can even get like a percentage of the way there. What do you reckon, Deez? We
I
can.
hope you can actually hear
No,
me.
mate, we've got no chance. We've got no fucking chance. Don't be silly. No chance.
It's true.
Mate, we can barely do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You saw that at the
exactly.
start.
Exactly.
But yes, thank you for spending your Sunday with us. It really means a lot.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
So yeah, we're trying a new format, which we started with Hannah last week, and I think it went all right, didn't it? It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was a break from the norm, wasn't it? I really enjoyed it. Rather than just boom, 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 boom question, it was a bit mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah. So what we like to do now is get to know you a little bit with an icebreaker, and obviously you've seen these questions, so it's going to be very interesting to hear what everyone's thoughts are on this one. So we're going to start. Last week, I think we had what movie genre would you be and who would star as you? But we thought we'd go straight into the deep end with you, Jessy. Straight into the deep end. So we're going to do shag, marry, and superkick, a wrestling edition. We have Drew McIntyre, William Regal, and Edge. What are your choices?
Oh, do you know what these questions throw me off? Someone gave me a question the other night, and it was like, would you like sleep with, marry, and kill The Rock, John Cena, or Randy Orton? I was like, are you actually winding me up? I'm not gonna lie, I killed The Rock. No.
Oh, no.
That did not go down well on my stream.
That hurt me deep.
Right.
That hurt me deep.
What are the? It's super kick.
So shag, marry, super kick, and it's Drew McIntyre, William Regal, and Edge.
Oh, do you know what? No, I know. I'd shag Drew McIntyre. Yep.
Yeah.
Same for both of us.
Yeah.
I'd marry Edge.
Yes, thank you very much. That's what I picked.
Sorry, William Regal.
That's what I picked. Deez is marrying William Regal. Apparently,
I'm marrying William Regal because
I don't know why.
when Edge went in the Hall of Fame and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to talk about William Regal, a guy that I really like." He went over to the camera, panned to Regal, and he was crying his eyes out. I was like, "Oh, don't cry, William. I'll take care of you." He's like such a sweet man, such a lovely man. Everyone's only ever had good things to say for him.
No.
Me and William Regal would lead a very happy life together.
I met him at a convention once, and he was actually really nice. I think that might be the same year I met Edge, actually.
Yeah, I see.
And I met Edge, and obviously, when I was younger, I never used to think like he was attractive. Me being me, I don't have much filter, so I'm standing next to him in a photo booth, and I turned up. I was, "Oh, you really are attractive, aren't you?" And he just looked at me. He just didn't know what to say. He just looked at me like, "Okay." And I was like, "Have a good day. See you later."
It's best way to live. No filter is the best way to live.
Great jaw, Edge.
Yeah, jaw. And the beard helps him, doesn't it? The beard helps him.
Fantastic. He looked fantastic, bless him. But yeah.
He's like a proper fine wine, Edge, isn't he?
Yeah.
Really got better with age, man. He's chiseled now.
But that's like Randy Orton. He's got better with age.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started off as a bit of a potato, bless him.
Same for Drew.
Yeah, can we tag Randy Orton in that one? I think we can tag Randy Orton in that one.
They're all becoming very, very wonderful.
Hopefully that happens to me and you, Deez. That'll be good, doesn't it? In the next 20 years. Yeah,
we're already their age, aren't we? Fucking hell.
It will go downhill for me, don't worry about it.
Right, let's crack on. Talk about wrestling. Obviously, we're trying to get out of being purely a wrestling podcast, but it's still what we love, we know, we talk about all the time. So, what's your wrestling origin story? What got you into wrestling? What are your first memories? Who were your favourite wrestlers when you got into it, etc.?
It was around 2001, 2002. I was 7. Bless little old tomboy me. Still probably haven't grown out the tomboy stage, but here we are. And I think it was SummerSlam. I remember I used to live like on like a cul-de-sac with loads of little boys, right? Loads of kids. I lived there, and they were all these boys were into wrestling, and I was like, what is this? Like, what is this kind of thing? And then I kind of got into it, and obviously my boy John Cena, the love of my life. He obviously, I was kind of 10 up around that time, and I was like, okay. The boy's got me interested. He's here. And then it just kind of went from there. And obviously watched it ever since. And it was the best time, like growing up around then was the best time for wrestling. And then, I was saying the other day on like one of my streams, and I was looking at I had a Backlash, like 2007 Backlash, like DVD. And I was looking, I was like, oh my God, that was beautiful. Like, that was amazing. And yeah, I've grown up watching it. I had like a little bit of a break because I want to be one of the cool kids,
Everyone does that, I think.
One of the cool kids,
Yeah, I had a couple of long breaks.
Yeah, no, I did when I was...
You have to.
15, 16, I was like, look, kind of, leaving school now, kind of want to be quite cool. Let's probably get away from the wrestling because it's not really the girliest thing. And by this point, I was like, we should probably consider having a boyfriend. Probably the biggest mistake of my life, but here we are. And and then I had like maybe 2 years off, and then I thought, maybe I'm just giving up. I'm never going to be cool. I'll never be cool. I gave up. And then I kind of carried on watching it, and then I got cool when I was 21. Around that age, that was when I got quite cool. Like, I always promote myself that I got cool then, right? I'll say it now.
It's a nice age, 21.
I am the coolest person I know, and I said. I'm such a man. And then I've always just watched it, and I think it wasn't really until like 2 years ago that I finally kind of come out my shell properly and kind of told all my friends, told everyone how much I loved it, and they was like, oh, we kind of knew that you had a little thing for it because they saw my reaction to like John Cena and The Rock. Like, I'm gonna obviously love it for some reason. And then everyone was like, oh, you are a bit weird, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, I am indeed.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? That like it still gets like that type of stigma even today. It's like, how many people watch it? I think you shared these, like one of their YouTube clips had 4 billion views. It's just like, at what point?
Yeah, it was over the last 3 months. they've had like 6 billion social media hits.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Insane.
It's crazy,
That was
isn't
October, November, December.
And you still have to hide that you don't like it.
To be fair, I'm a lot different now. Like, there's some people that I'll speak to, and they're like, "Oh, isn't it fake?" And I'm just thinking, this is the reason why I do not follow you back on the internet, because I don't like it. Or if, like, don't get me wrong, right? Say like I'm on dating apps, right? I'll admit I'm on dating apps, and the people are like, "Oh, what are your hobbies? What are you interested in?" And they're like, "Oh," and I'll say like, "Oh, you know, I like wrestling, blah blah blah." And they're like, "You like wrestling?" I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Oh, I bet you and me could have a wrestle. I bet I could kick your ass. I bet I could kick your ass."
It's always the go-to, though, isn't it?
I love it.
I can pin you in 3. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm all right. But what an era to come into, though, the ruthless aggression era. What an era to start in. We were talking about this last week, and a lot of people obviously talk about the Attitude Era, but it's got to be the ruthless aggression era, hasn't it? That absolutely solidified what WWE is.
Absolutely amazing. Like, I look back now, and obviously, like, wrestling will always be amazing, but there were times when I was younger that I'll just never forget. Like, some of the old matches, and I say this quite often, there's not many wrestlers now. Obviously, I love so many of them. There's not many wrestlers that have that kind of gimmick that is an absolute superstar. Do you know what I mean? Like, you had the big superstars, and you had them big entrances, you had all of that. There's not many now that are really, really like that.
No, it's a handful.
Don't get all that constant reaction like they used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you really get that now if it's a return, don't you? Like a Brock or a Cena.
Yeah, he needs to come back as soon as possible for me, at least.
Buzz you don't really get.
Yeah, you don't obviously get buzzes for quite a lot of them, like, but it was just different. It was so different, and even like when obviously we had the fan shows and things like that, and the difference of the atmosphere to back then to now, I think it's really different. I think I used to have the signs, and used to have the crazy, it just used to be mental, and now it's like it's everyone gets excited and it kind of wears off, doesn't it?
It's reserved, isn't it? It's very reserved these days.
Yeah, it is reserved, and that sucks. It used to be so good. It used to be
Definitely.
So
I know.
Especially at pay-per-views. Because of how long they drag on now. By the time you get to the main event, what WrestleMania was it? Oh, it was on with the women's triple threat main event. Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte. Like, yeah, it was dull. Like, that should have been a massive moment. But Kofi Mania was bigger because it happened like 2 hours in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing that, certain matches first, you get so excited, you lose your absolute like head, you go crazy about it, and you're exhausted. You are exhausted by the end. You're like, done. I'm out.
So yeah, especially when it's 5 hours, it's just insane, isn't it?
One of my mates was there that year, and he was like, I could have had a nap. He's like, I was exhausted.
Yeah, I went to the October before first lockdown. They had Raw and SmackDown in Manchester, and I got the ticket, and it only said Raw. So when I went, I'm thinking, oh well, I'm just going to be here for 3 hours and then leave. The show ends, and all of a sudden they're starting to change to SmackDown. I'm like, I've got to sit here for another 2 hours. I can't do it. I can't. This is just way too much. And it's like 12:30, and we're driving back on the motorway, and I'm like this in the back of the car. It's lucky I wasn't driving.
I think sometimes it is when it's over here, it is a little bit awkward because obviously because you ain't got the commentary, can be a bit dead, can't it? Like I went to one of the Raws like a couple of years ago, and like, I was so excited for it, and I had a foam finger, like I was ready to go. I was so excited, and then like, obviously it's just a lot of banging on the ring, really, isn't it? A lot of time.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. We can't hear the commentary like usual. You
need to get seats behind the commentary table, really, don't you?
Yeah.
The crowds, in the nicest way, the crowd's over here. Sometimes we're the moodiest people in the world, so we ain't exactly buzzing every 10 minutes. Like, you should have seen my reaction when Bobby Lashley come out, and the rest of the arena were like crying and booing him. And I was doing a foam finger like Bobby Lashley. I was like, you lot haven't lived. If you lot don't remember Big Bobo, then see you later.
Big Bobo, I love that. That's brilliant.
I love him.
Right, we'll move over to your YouTube stuff now, and we were watching some of your videos, and I think recently you posted that you were going to kind of move away from wrestling. And then I think every video since has been wrestling.
Yeah, do you know what? I haven't posted in a month and a half, maybe.
No. Have you fell out of love with YouTube, or is it just?
It's, I think at the minute I've got so many ideas when the shows are back. So many like massive ideas, and I'm thinking it's so hard each week to think of a new topic that someone's either not covering, or people have watched all this. People don't want to keep watching all your reaction videos because they've seen it them bloody selves, and they've already reacted themselves, So I didn't want to keep doing it, and it wasn't, it's not like I've fallen out of love with it. I've just got all different plans. Like, obviously I love all my other stuff and my gaming and things, so that's why I've kind of done a bit of both.
Yeah.
But obviously when the shows are back, obviously I've got a lot to do over here anyway. I'm going to obviously bring that into the YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been like a month and a half since I last posted on YouTube, maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, so it's difficult, isn't it? Because that's me and Dee sit there and we go over ideas all the time, don't we? And I think Dee's has got like a document length worth of ideas, but when you look through it, it's picking out that golden nugget, isn't it?
It's just the thing, and everyone's covering it, and everyone's sick of it in the nicest way. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, oh, I don't want to watch this, British chick just talk about her reactions to 10 minutes. Who wants to watch that?
Yeah, it's like we always talk about like doing reviews. Like, by the time you get your review out of like, oh, last week in wrestling, we've done this a couple of times when we've been stuck for ideas. Like, so this is what happened last Monday, and like it's already the next Monday. Nobody cares what happened a week ago. You want to know what's happening tonight. Yeah,
unless you're doing it like full time, it's a bit different, and you can get it out a few hours. Obviously, everyone like in the US, it's a lot easier for them because there by the time it's finished, it's only like what 9-10 o'clock there.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit later, and they're thinking, we can go and do a whole review. For us, we're slowly dying, like trying to crawl out of bed in the morning. I've got a full day of work. I'm not then going to come home and do a whole review of Raw, and then try to edit it that night.
I think that's why, especially for us, that's what we're looking Twitch for. We're going to try and do a live Thursday show, so then at least what we're talking about is live, but also blend it with the gaming side. Are you looking to merge the two at some point, or are you just going to be strictly that's wrestling over here, this is gaming over here? This is over here. I
wanted to bring it all together. I was going to bring the gaming stuff to YouTube, mix it all together. Obviously, I've got like on Twitch now, the stuff I'm going to do is nothing to do with the YouTube stuff. That is going to be completely two different things. Like, I've got all these ideas for that as well. I'm terrible. I'm such a stress head when it comes to content. I'm a nightmare, absolute nightmare. Look, I message my mates, and my mates haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. Bless them, like they haven't got a clue. It helps. Obviously, I've got a lot of friends that are content creators, so I can talk to them about different things. And I've got documents, like you guys, I've got documents of, what am I going to do for this? What am I going to do for this? I've got so many plans, but it's like, what on earth do I do first? What do I do first? That's why obviously I've concentrated on the Twitch more recently.
Yeah.
I put my socks up and I'm like, it's about time I actually do something.
Yeah.
To kind of, it's a bit exhausting, but you've got to kind of stay relevant and things like that. But I would ideally like, obviously, to merge it all together at some point with the gaming and the wrestling stuff. But when obviously like things are back to normal over here, I am going to be on the road quite a lot. So it will be, the wrestling will probably just be on the YouTube and probably not much gaming. That'll just be on the Twitch stuff. But
yeah, it's one of the things. That's why, when we said before, we're looking to branch out from wrestling because I mentioned last week on the show, on the Friday before we did last week's show, 200,000 podcasts signed up on one day, using wrestling as their genre.
That's what I mean.
200,000. It's insane.
I didn't think there were that many wrestling fans anymore.
I mean, it's so hard because as soon as kind of lockdown happened, I started doing. So I used to do my podcast, and I used to talk to wrestling promotion, talk to wrestlers and interviews and stuff. I think, who the hell wants to listen to me? Like when you've got all these other actual wrestlers doing these podcasts because of lockdown, and you've got all this, and you just think, how are you gonna do that? How are you going to keep up with that? There's so people ain't going to want to listen to me when they've got buddy Stone Cold doing his bit.
Well, if they're not going to listen to you, they're not going to listen to us. So that's it. Good night, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure.
But no, there's so many. I've got a lot of guy mates that do the podcast stuff as well, and there's not many girls that do it. So I've got a lot of guy mates, and they say all the time, like, it's really hard when there's so many others doing what we're doing. It's so hard, and I think it's hard to be different as well with wrestling. Like with quite a lot of other things, you can do whatever, but wrestling's a little bit hard, especially with what's going on. It's like either let's talk about SmackDown Raw, or let's talk about AEW. So I mean, it's like it's a bit of a tough one.
It is, and I think that's why we're trying to branch out and do our own type of interview. It's we're hoping it's not just question. We just want to bring in everyone's own ideas. We've got ideas for, I said, YouTubers. I love paranormal stuff. I want to really get into that.
I was contacting fucking players from the Liverpool 2004 squad last night. Like just anybody, ex-cosplayers from like the late 90s. Just talk to anybody, just get to know anyone and have a chat with anyone, really.
Yeah, it's quite hard when you've kind of stuck to a certain kind of like genre for a while, and you think, change it up. Like this is the reason why I had this whole rebrand thing, because I thought just watch wrestling forever, not really the best idea you've ever thought of in your life. That's why I changed it. That's why I went with the Just Jessy, because I thought then I can do whatever.
Yeah. Makes absolute perfect sense.
From there,
A little bit like us with like It's Our House, because if you ignore the Mexican wrestler in the middle, It's Our House doesn't scream wrestling straight away, does it?
Just like on Sunday,
Yeah. We mentioned there how obviously like I think things are going to change in the next couple of months, especially for podcasts and content creators, because people are probably going to be back at work, not stuck in the house all the time. And obviously with that, in terms of wrestling, we're going to get fans back in arenas. We're going to get fans back at WrestleMania 37. Me and Faz have spoken about this many times in the past. How are you feeling about fans coming back? Do you think it's too soon, or?
Obviously, I would love to be back. I would love to go to a wrestling show. Honestly, it makes me want to cry, but I'd love to. Maybe it is a bit soon. Like maybe, I don't know. Over here, definitely too soon. Let's not be a bit too hasty of ourselves. In America, they just don't really seem to give a damn, do they? Just think, let's just chuck a couple of 100 people in there. Don't worry about it. There's not a pandemic, is there? Didn't hear anything about it. Let's just chuck them all in. That's okay. WrestleMania 37 is just going to be a bundle of joy. With how many thousands they get in there?
25 on both nights.
25,000 with cutouts in between.
Yeah, it's like the Super Bowl was, wasn't it? Super Bowl was that.
Yeah, cardboard cutouts.
I haven't really thought about that one, because when you get excited as a wrestling fan, you're going to want to hug your partner. Who are you going to hug? Like the Queen. Out of the Queen.
The Queen. It's going to be interesting how they do it, because are they going to hard cam it? Do you think? Because usually they show the full stadium, but are they just going to literally shove everyone maybe behind this one section?
They're going to do like a kiss cam kind of thing.
Yeah, imagine. Just like that with a piece of cardboard. Yeah. Hello.
You're the Queen. Everyone's like, kiss. It's a bit of a weird one though, isn't it? I don't really have any idea. Like my mates will say to me all the time, my girl mates, they don't like wrestling, bless them. They ain't got a fucking clue. But they're like, I can't wait to go out clubbing. And I'm like, I can't wait to just go back and sit in a room with sweaty men. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's
everyone's dream.
It's the dream. It is.
Everyone's like, I can't wait to get to the fucking go out clubbing and dancing. I'm like, just can't wait for the sweat to drip on me. Quite frankly.
That is the dream right there.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Right. And on that note, before we proceed, I want to give another shout out to our sponsors. It's wrestleandpins.bigcartel. That's wrestleandpins.bigcartel. Head on over, put the promo code IOHPod15 for 15% off your order. That's IOHPod15 for 15% off your order. They have pins like The Undertaker, Stone Cold, Razor, Ramon, and much, much more. Sorry about that. Also, head on over to our Pro Wrestling Tee store. It's Our House Pod, and again, we've got our t-shirts with our logo on, and we're going to be adding more as time goes on. So thank you for everyone who's purchased. Remember to sub, do all that fancy stuff. Thank you very much. Much love.
Mm-hmm. And
absolutely. We're definitely getting a t-shirt that says, I can't wait to be sweat on. It's going to be right there, just with loads of drift.
Probably come out a lot worse. But it is true. Like in a way, like I'm looking forward to like going to a wrestling show and people are too excited and people throwing their alcohol around and smelling and
Getting rowdy.
Just having fun
Shouting
again,
at
innit?
wrestlers.
We're not worrying about someone being here. That's. There's going to be a lot of people worrying, aren't they, going forward? I don't know how that change is going to take.
I don't know, like
How'd you go to a little indie show in a fucking, in the basement of a pub with 200 people and socially distanced? You can't.
you're gonna put
The
cardboard
events I've been to.
It's going to be 50 people with 150 cardboard cutouts. Why aren't you jumping? Do something.
You're just gonna be like a cardboard Oreo, but it's just they're just gonna like fit everyone between each other, but each side is just gonna be like cardboard cutouts each side.
Just with the Queen just staring at you. Like,
The Queen and a dog. People say, because that's what it'll be. It'll be one of them like sending your images to get turned into cardboard cutouts, won't it? They've done it for football as well, and people are just sending like fucking EastEnders characters and really weird shit.
You've got like the Queen one side and like I don't know, Noddy on the other.
Yeah, I didn't take any drugs when I came in here. I'm not having that. What's going on?
Around they're just there, but at least you hug one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
They
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
make you sweaty either.
No, you have to bring a pillow so it feels at least a little bit real, not just snap its head off. What have I done?
I was gonna say.
Way too exciting.
Sorry, Noddy. Right, let's bring this back down to earth, shall we? Didn't think we'd be talking about Noddy this much.
That's why we're different. You don't get this on Stone Cold's podcast. I'll tell you that for free.
Stone Cold watches Noddy.
You can always rely on me to completely go off track. Honestly, whilst the stuff I was talking about on my Twitch stream the other day, everyone was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know anymore. I've lost it."
We definitely need to get you on our stream when we settle. That'll be a laugh. That'll be a laugh. We'll walk away. We'll just leave you on there. Just talk.
If you can put if I can work my sound.
Yeah, we'll put a cardboard cutout. Just
next time I'll just have loads of people like an audience around me. Like, here's my friends.
Right.
Sorry, Deez, go on, Deez.
It's all right. Right, obviously we've discussed everything that you do, all these different things, all these different avenues, and all these different sort of like industries and stuff that you got your fingers in at the minute. If you could only make a career out of one of them, what are you the most passionate about? Would it be the gaming? Would it be the Twitch, wrestling, YouTube, modeling, and any of the above? What would what did you want to do before you came into this?
When I first started, this is about to get a little bit deep, okay? Sorry.
Oh yes, come on.
I don't apologise now.
Nope, don't apologise. Get into it.
Hopefully the people involved aren't going to listen to this, so
we won't tag them. We will tag them. But we won't tag them.
Basically, when I first started this, I kind of just had it as a hobby. I'll be honest. I had it as a hobby. Did not think anything of it. It took my mind off quite a lot of things. Well, just a casual thing. And then I went for a breakup, basically, and the person obviously I was with didn't really want me to do the modelling, didn't want me to do the wrestling stuff, didn't want me to do it all. And I thought to myself, I actually really enjoy it all. I really enjoy it. I want to make something as my career. So obviously we split up, and then I thought, nah, seriously, I want to do the wrestling as a career. Like, that's my goal and that's what I want to do. So that's where I kind of thought, how on earth am I going to do all this? So I thought to myself for ages, like, let me think this and this. And that's like, that is my main idea, the wrestling stuff. That's why obviously I'm going to be trying to work with these different promotions and go to America and work with all these different people, because that is what I want to do as a career. I may or may not try and go in the ring, potentially.
Okay.
Exclusive.
Okay.
It was meant to be last year I was going to start training.
Exclusive.
But COVID and the cardboard cutouts kind of messed it up a bit. So
How do you do a suplex? You train to stand there like that.
William Regal. Stand there doing his bit. But yeah, like I kind of thought about, you know what, let's try and do it as a career or something, because I'm so passionate about it. And don't get me wrong, I've got a really good job. Like I can't even say I've got a bad job. I've got a good job, but it's not something that I enjoy so much as the wrestling stuff. And you know, I get to meet people, you know, that have stuff in common with me, like in the nicest way. People in Essex, I don't really got that much in common with, you know. I don't want to go to Sugar Hut every weekend. It's not really me. So I decided, you know what, let's do the wrestling stuff full time. So fingers and toes crossed.
Yeah, 100%. You got all the support of the pod. I'll tell you that for nothing.
What if you know, fingers crossed that it does work out. If things don't work out with you in the ring, if you end up not liking it, because we've spoken to people who've tried it and not liked it. We've had referees on, we've had announcers on who all tried it in the first place, and it put them off taking bumps. So, like, what if that doesn't work out? Are there any other avenues of wrestling that you'd want to work? If you've thought about like journalism and things like that?
Well, I'd obviously just stick to what I do now. Obviously, when life kind of goes back to normal a little bit, obviously I'm working with 2 promotions already, and I'm doing stuff with Power 4 as well. And that is like presenting. That is my main thing. I won't give that up, you know, unless I'm the next Charlotte Flair, which I don't think I am.
You never know.
I don't know. I could give her a run for her money or something. I don't know. I could have married Ric Flair.
Exactly. Damn it. What a wasted story. God damn.
Missed your chance.
To be fair, when I met Ric Flair, right, he turned around to the photographer and he said, "Oh, do we look cute together?" And I'm thinking,
"Hi, Charlotte. I'm your mother."
I'm about to be stepmom, Miss Flair. Like, nice to meet you. His wife didn't look impressed at the time. She looked a little bit fuming about it because there's this girl. And do you know what? Any picture I've ever seen of like Ric Flair and a fan, it's always been like a quite, you know, just like a friendly thing. With me, oh my god, it was super close. I was like, he was like that to me.
Oh,
he was like me and Noddy. God. He was so close, and I was like, "You're so cute."
Definitely the dirtiest player in the game, isn't he? Definitely the dirtiest player.
I was thinking, I am your next wife. Here we go. Thank you very much, Mr. Ric Flair.
You'll be fighting Lacey soon. Fucking grudge match.
Let's go.
Custody of the child. It's mine.
Yeah, do that open challenge tonight on Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. That's green screen behind you, isn't it? Really, at the arena right now.
Oh, hi, Rick. You're right, hon. Yeah. So if it doesn't say, obviously, it's just a tester. If I went in the ring and did it, it would be a little tester. Which for me, I'd love to do it, but it depends if my knees can hack it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, I can barely, you know, even eat an Easter egg these days without feeling like rubbish. So
I am sure you'll do well. I'm positive of that. And
I used to be so fit and healthy. I really did. Like, I used to do all kinds of sport. I used to be a gymnast, a cheerleader, a runner, everything. It all just went downhill. I barely got upstairs. Just about make it to the top. Honestly.
I'm sure you'll get there. I'm sure you will. And fair play to you for leaving a relationship to then go and obviously, you know, follow what you
I did in the nicest way. Did the best thing. It wouldn't have worked with the things I want to do. I know it sounds selfish. I know it sounds very selfish, but there is so much I want to do, and there's so much planned. And
you need to be on the same page, otherwise it's just not going to work. And it's
you know,
simple as that.
When COVID is over, I'm going to spread my little wings and I'm going to fly and do whatever I want to do. And
we've just seen Bailey and her like long-term fiance split up because they weren't on the same page. You know, you can't hold each other back.
No, that's what I mean. And you know,
I've done it myself. You know,
exactly. No, and you want to go and do all these things. It wasn't until, you know, literally like last year really, and I thought, like, I know what I want to do. Like, I went to uni. I did all that. I did I did filmmaking for 3 years. Like, I've done all that, and you know, I did like marketing and everything at uni. Didn't really think much of it at the time. I thought, oh yeah, it's all right. It's, you know, you kind of leave school and think, oh, what should I do? I'll be a filmmaker. I don't know why I thought that at the time, but I loved it at the time. I was there for it. I was doing documentaries at the zoo. It was bloody brilliant. But like, You know, I didn't, and now I work in shipping. Not sure what happened there. That's not my job. But yeah, you know, I just thought, I really know what I want to do now. Like, I really do. Like, finally, like sometimes, you know, some people get to a certain age and they're still, you know, bless them, they're still working at Tesco's and they still don't know what they want to do in their lives. And finally, I got there. I was like, I know what I want to do.
No, it's brilliant. I mean, it took, I'll be honest, it took me meeting Dees for us to settle into this, and it's right, isn't it? You know, it's because I love you. I love you, Dees. I love you so much.
I was writing and doing website work and journalism and like managing websites for like 4-ish years, thinking that that's what I really wanted to do, and it just wasn't. I think I was tricking myself into it. The pay was shit. The way you were treated was shit. You know, doing it
hours.
Yeah, that was the exact thing that made us walk away from it. Like full-time job, doing 150, 160 hours, and then we were literally, me and Fuzz worked for the same website, so he was sort of like doing the day shift. What was that, about 9-10 hours you were doing for the website most days, I think, and then I was doing the night. So I was doing, I think I figured out we were doing an extra 180 hours each. A 340-hour month.
Yeah, for pennies.
We were making like an extra 50, 60, 70 quid out of it. It's just, you know, this is what we really wanted to do, but it gave us that opportunity to do it. So obviously I'm glad we did it.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I completely get what you mean. Like, if it's not kind of worth it and you ain't going to be happy.
No.
And in the nicest way, if it, you know, if the rest and stuff doesn't work out for me and all of it doesn't work out, still go back to shipping. So, yeah,
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll work. You're very bubbly. You know, you've got a hell of a profile already, and you're only on the first step of the ladder, aren't you, to what you can achieve? Yeah. So I said, we're going to follow you now throughout the whole career. And
you got age on your side as well.
I swear.
Age on your side.
If you get to Raw and we message you and say, can we have you on this pod? And you say no, go through the talent agency. There's going to be fucking murder.
Or ghosting us. Fucking hell.
No, I couldn't. I would never go. I'd never go, honestly. Unless like it was a weird like situation, or like you're just an absolute pleb, then I'd maybe ghost you. But I think you guys are. I like.
Yeah, that's us done then. That's us done then.
We're out already. We're getting blocked as soon as this is over.
No, I think they're great. Trust me.
Right. There's been a lot happening in as you said, with COVID and wrestling companies trying to adapt and change, and we've recently seen a huge type of merger or working with AEW, New Japan, MLW, Ring of Honor, and Impact Wrestling. So with all these companies merging, obviously me and Dees will have our own thoughts on this. Where do you see WWE fitting in that? Are they just going to still continue doing their own thing? And do you see how it will benefit or hurt the rosters of all those other companies joining?
I actually spoke about this in a video a little while ago, and I was speaking to someone on a podcast about it the other day, and I would love, honestly, you know, there's always this, you know, stigma between the companies, AEW versus WWE, blah, blah. It does my head in. It does my absolute brain in, because personally, I think it's all wrestling, right? You should love it all. Companies shouldn't be against each other. They should support each other, because like there is nothing I would love more than AEW and WWE to team up. Like, be an absolute dream. But I would maybe one day, if you know Vince, doesn't want to be an absolute melon, I hope he does team up with other people more. I really do. Like, I think it'd be absolutely brilliant if he did. Yeah. Like, you know, I was saying to someone the other day, like, imagine like the match between like Finn and Darby Allin, like something like that. Like the matches they could really put on, and say like they merge that together, that could be like an unstoppable like pay-per-view or something like that. Like, I love the fact that AEW has been teaming up with everyone. I don't know if it is a kick in the teeth to WWE saying, we've got friends, who the hell have you got? But you know, I would honestly, I'd love it if they could like merge, or it could all just be one big happy family. It'd be great. But this is wrestling, and fans have got opinions, and
very much so. But I mean, I know Kenny Omega said, didn't he, that he's spoken to Triple H, and Triple H seems to be up for some kind of collaboration in the future. I think he's just waiting for Vince to post cards, but I'm sure it may happen.
In the nicest way. As soon as bless him, little Vince. Things could change. I don't want to sit here and wish death upon anyone, but
I think they have to, don't they? We're evolving, the whole company's evolving, everything's changing. I think, obviously, me and Deez have got our own opinions on it. I think for us, the only concern we have is how do you fit so many people into, these crossovers? Having maybe one pay-per-view a year or even 3, say, dotted out, and that's where you have your crossovers with maybe each company. Perfect. But week in and week out, we'd already see Impact's getting gutted. They're losing a lot of the, there's no way your champion shouldn't get pinned on your show for a start. Shouldn't happen. And, you've got tag teams from AEW coming over to get your title. And we all, Sammy Guevara had the issue where he didn't want to win the X Division title. He was like, I'm not doing it. So how do you see those relationships changing if the wrestlers and superstars involved do start to go against it? Because Miro's not going to go and want to wrestle on WWE again, is he?
I get that. Like, there is a little bit of a. I couldn't imagine Chris Jericho going back to WWE anytime soon. Maybe if they did like a Worlds Collide kind of thing, that'd be, just to be like, would you want to pop over and go and wrestle with your neighbour for a little bit, that'd be quite cool. But there will be some of them that absolutely hate the company and think, I don't think so. But then at the same time, like a lot of, don't get me wrong, WWE do sometimes treat people we like shit, they don't. But a lot of the time it's like business in the nicest way. It's business, that's all they think of, which I completely get. Want your money, go and get your money. Completely understand that. But the thing I don't like is like the stuff on social media. As soon as someone leaves the company, they give so much rubbish. Like, imagine if, I don't know, Simon from Tesco's left Tesco's and he was slagging Tesco's off all over social media. Like when he's going to work at Sainsbury's, like you just think, like, come on. I think it's quite immature. I don't it like.
It's the one thing I hate about when WWE superstars go over to AEW. The first thing they do is just have a pop at WWE. Yeah. I can't stand it.
Well, we better know we're here. Well, they gave you opportunities for years when I didn't see any other companies picking you up.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, without WWE, they'd still be working in the indies. Where the fuck is Ty Dillinger? Sorry, Sean Spears. The last time I saw him, he was running around in his pants, getting his ass out, and he had Tully Blanchard's face slapped on his dick. Like, if that's you being happy, if that's better creative freedom, good for you, pal. But I know I'd rather be sitting in catering, getting paid $400,000 a year than doing that, and working with my missus, Peyton Royce, as well.
Is that your missus? I like you fucking wish.
I like the idea of this whole like Worlds Collide Survivor Series-esque sort of like setup, but like then the problem arises of like who wins? Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns. Who wins? Who books it?
Me.
At the end of the day, you still, fuck it, we'll do it.
Oh, there you go. It's
just
me. We don't even need to worry about it.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Tricky one to get their heads around. I'd love to see it. I'd love to.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd love to see. Like, there's so many matches of different people that I would love to see, like a crossover. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, you do think, where does it kind of in the nicest way draw the line? You don't want people who ended up taking the absolute mick, and Kenny Omega being on Impact every week for the next 3 months. Like, what about the other?
I can't stand those adverts either. The adverts absolutely drive me insane.
The Tony Khan
ones, I can't stand them. Saying like, I paid a tenner to get on this. It's like, hi Impact, you are dirt. You are bottom of the paddle. There's no need.
Worthless.
Yeah. I really like Impact.
Oh, Tony.
We love Impact.
Impact.
Personally, I really like Impact.
I love Impact. Yeah. Impact for me was my show of 2020.
Yeah, this is quite a big statement, but I prefer it to AEW. Easily. Easily.
Yes.
I think AEW in the nicest way, like, obviously because I've been very, very loyal for a very long time to WWE, it was very, very hard for me to kind of go with them, if I'm honest. But yeah, Impact, they are so underrated. Like last year, they were just unreal.
Yeah, the Wrestle House, everything was just perfect last year.
And they're like,
anniversary.
Their women's roster is just
stacked.
Beautiful. Like, it's stunning over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
100%.
it doesn't get
Absolutely.
enough recognition. It really doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You're absolutely spot on. But now is the time, Mr. D's, that we love.
Here we go.
Yes. This is what we're going to kind of round up most of our shows with going forwards, and it's the quick fire round. You're not, it's
So stressed.
you've got to answer the first thing that comes to your mind. If it's an answer that takes us completely off guard, we will stop and go, excuse me. Did you just say that?
You're asking the person
There's nothing really bad, nothing embarrassing. I don't think so anyway.
No.
To be fair, if it was embarrassing, like I was talking about like eating like camels' bums on stream.
Damn it, let's change the questions, Chris. Go, I'll give you 10 minutes.
Camel's
Yes,
ass or camel bollocks.
Let's go.
So yeah, it'll go
Right.
D's me. So let's go.
Okay, right. And closest item on your left is your zombie apocalypse weapon. How fucked are you?
Can you repeat it?
I don't think I said that very clearly. The closest item on your left-hand side is your zombie apocalypse weapon. How fucked are you?
Actually, an LED light. But if I took the LED light off and I got the tripod,
Here you go.
stabbing in the eye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's sorted.
Fine. I'm fine.
Sorted.
There you go. Perfect.
Brilliant answer. Bath or shower?
Oh, bath.
I think I know the answer to this already. High heels or trainers?
What do you think my answer would be?
Trainers.
Yes. Because I'm quite tall anyway, and I can't have a laugh. I'll break a bone.
I know, and you're starting to be a wrestler. Can't do that. What's your food heaven and your food hell?
Oh, gosh.
This is a toughie.
Can I go with anything with barbecue?
Yep, that's fine.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell. Oh. Ah. That's hard. I like a lot of food. Sushi.
Sushi. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
She's
Fine.
mine.
Like it.
That's literally mine. Anything raw fish.
Yeah.
Right. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, or PC?
Or what? Is in like now with now games or?
Yeah. Go now and all time.
See, on the
You
flag.
know what?
On the
Do you
flag.
know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go with the Nintendo Wii.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good choice. Very good
Absolutely
choice.
Spectacular.
I like it. If you could be any animal, what would you be?
Giraffe.
And that feeds right into Teaser's question.
Brilliant. How fucking weird is that? Would you rather your only mode of transport ever be a donkey or a giraffe?
I'd like to go with giraffe.
And
I had a
this,
feeling you might go with giraffe.
and this
Had a
even
feeling.
fits to what you've said today. What would your wrestling entrance music be?
I don't know if you'd know the song. Do you know Who's That Girl by Eve?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
How old do you think I am? I'm 60.
Yeah.
I'm not 60.
I don't know. You might not know it. I don't know if you listen to Eve in your spare time.
All the time. She's on in the background now. I've got a cardboard cutter.
Behind your green screen.
Yeah.
You're an Eve concert. It's just cardboard cutouts.
You're like, shh. Leave.
She's just there as a cardboard cutout. Love it.
Sorry. Okay, say a word in Spanish.
What?
Say a word in Spanish.
Hola.
There you go.
Okay.
And your dream wrestling match with past or present wrestlers. In fact, I'm going to let you pick one of each.
I actually do have. I would like to go with. Actually, a dream wrestling match would be kind of colliding. It would be Victoria and Charlotte Flair.
Nice. Very
Big.
nice.
My life
Very
complete.
good. Yeah.
Very nice.
Saw my reaction during that Rumble this year when Victoria came out. Oh, this is my going back. No, crying. I was in a bad way.
You see, and that's it. Those questions are over. That wasn't bad, was it?
Honestly, Oh, well, no, I quite liked it. I was like, oh, God, I'm going to panic.
What we're going to do next time we have you on is just have an hour full of just quick fire questions. Just...
Do you know the Muffin Man? Yes or no? Would you rather?
Right. So what we usually like to end our questions on is it's obviously to find out all about yourself. So obviously the pandemic is on. You know, here in the UK we'll have the roadmap soon. But what's next for Jessy? What does 2021 hold?
Well, I'm going to go back to my no eating chocolate.
Good choice.
That's the start. Sure. Probably going to donate my cream egg to my mum because can't really eat it. Do you know what? It's just starting, obviously, just working on my content more. Like, I don't think the YouTube stuff will be back for a while because the stuff I want to do is a lot better in person. So I reckon I'll stick with the Twitch for a bit. I'm actually giving up the modelling. I probably should have said that, but I'm actually giving up that.
Oh, right.
Just to focus on the wrestling stuff more, basically, because when life goes back to normal, I will not have time to do all my shoots every month. So yeah, just work on my content really and try and live a happy life and go for a pandemic, eat a few more takeaways, which I do these days.
Go for a curry. That'd be nice. I can't wait for that.
That's what I miss.
Just to go out. Go out for dinner, go to a buffet.
Yeah, are you going to allow them anymore? I'm not even thinking that's going to be a thing.
Oh, that's really sad. You just ruined my whole 2021.
I know, sorry. Because I know even in Florida, and obviously the place that doesn't give a damn, they're doing family style. So maybe that'll just be the thing that you do now.
Just me and cardboard cutouts at a buffet.
Yeah, that's what it'll be, cardboard cutouts. There's our financial idea right there. We need to open a cardboard cutout buffet, and one person just walks along and gets the food every time.
Yeah, it could just be us three. I could walk around with my plate, and like everyone's just sitting down. It's like, oh, hi, Dwayne Johnson. Like, sit there and.
I know. We wanted to branch out, but I didn't think it was going to be into buffet restaurants.
Why not? They're all dying. We might as well come in and plug that hole.
Yeah, you might as well. But look, I'm a customer. I'm here. Like, I'm here to support. I'm ready because that's my favourite thing to do. Like. As well as like sitting at wrestling shows with sweaty men, also like buffets.
The perfect. 2021.
Like two.
Yeah, there you go. Have a buffet around the ring that you can walk around. Obviously have a sweat guard as you're doing it.
This sounds fucking grim.
All right, Jessy, these is out, but I'm in. So just give me a shout.
Or you can make it as a food fight.
Yes.
But you know, like when you try, like someone throws a Malteser at you, you open your mouth, and you could just like people could be throwing stuff, and you're like Pac-Man.
This evolves very quickly. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm out at this particular point. I don't know what it's evolved into, but
happy Sunday, guys. Thanks for having me. See you later.
Right. Do you want to plug any of your fantastic social media so the fans out there?
You can look at my YouTube, which is Just Jessy. You can look at my Twitch, it is Just Jessy. And then my Twitter, which is Watches Jess, which has literally everything on there.
Yeah, so, it should be there in the corner. Because we're fancy.
Where am I pointing? Here?
Yeah, there, right there. No, right there. Right there is where it should be. Right there. And you're going to be the first guest that I'm going to say this to. You're not leaving. You don't have to leave the show because you have more than filled this time with your excellence. So thank you very much. Usually we leave and we talk crap. You don't need to because you've been absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much.
Is that when you guys slag people off?
Yeah. So now we don't have to.
Stop recording. Right.
So she was not. He was not. He couldn't even put a sentence together. Brilliant. Why is he having a business?
No, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with us. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessy.
Yes, and every single one of you head over, follow her, go to Twitch, sub or whatever you do over there. Follow her on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, a lot.
We literally ain't got a clue.
No, not yet. Soon we'll be able to say all this. Soon. But Dees, do you want to plug your social media and ours?
Yeah, at PWCDs where you'll find me on Twitter, and then similar to Jesse, we are at It's Our House Pod, absolutely everywhere: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of them, the whole shebang.
And soon to be Twitch. Just head on over to our link tree and you will see the information there. Also, follow me at Faz's Thoughts. That's FAZZAS Thoughts on everything. So, yeah, that's me. And another big shout out to our sponsor before we leave. It's wrestlinpins.bigcartel.com. wrestlinpins.bigcartel.com. That's WRASSLIN pins.bigcartel.com. Enter the promo code IOHPod15 for 15% off your order. That's IOHPod15 for 15% off your order. They have pins like Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, The Undertaker. They're cheap in price. They're top quality. Deez has got quite a few of them, and they're great lads.
Yeah, they're all right. They're all right.
They're made out of cardboard. Yeah, they're made out of cardboard. And head on over to our and head on over to our store on Pro Wrestling Tees. That's /It's Our House Pod. Buy a t-shirt. It really helps us out. Sub. We're on all podcast platforms, and it's been an absolute pleasure, Jesse. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much.
We'll see you all later, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.